Hello and welcome to the Band for Band podcast. Today, we'll be discussing Dr. Dog. I wanted first to give a little introduction. My name is Joey. I'm a radio DJ for a classic rock station, and I run the page Joey on the Air. My co-host is my friend Dave Long. We've been friends since 2019, when Dave became the drummer of my old band, Munin. Dave and I have very different music taste, but it leads to a lot of new discoveries and some friendly, spirited dialogue. I'm going to start with a little intro on Dr. Dog. Dr. Dog is a band born and raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They've released 11 studio albums, 6 live albums, and plenty of singles and EPs, and their sound ranges from Americana, indie rock, to psych. So without further ado, here's the episode. Hey! It's a
Band for Band
podcast, name pending. How you doing, Dave?
Doing good, Joe. It's been a nice chill Sunday.
Yeah, it's been a nice chill Sunday, and really stoked today to talk about cool band Dr. Dog.
Dr. Dog, and specifically the song by Dr. Dog, Where'd All the Time Go?
Where did all that time go, man?
Yeah, Where'd All the Time Go? Also, a very not frequently used, what are those called, with the apostrophe and the...
A contraction.
Yeah, very interesting
Yeah.
contraction. You don't really get to use the where'd. Where'd. You don't get to use... But that is the title of the song. It's not Where Did All the Time
Yeah.
Go. It's Where'd.
It's where apostrophe D
Where
all
did
the time go.
Where did it all go?
And as you may recall, the most notable thing about this song, perhaps, I mean, it's a great track, don't get me wrong, but it was far from their top streamed songs on streaming until 2021.
Very, very far.
When it kind of, a big thing turned around for this band, which we will talk about later. So maybe kick this off a little bit. Dave, what do we know about Dr. Dog, the band?
Dr. Dog, they're an interesting group. They kind of have this vibe about them where music, you can tell, is all they've ever wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really seem like they've ever had a backup plan. So the band started way back. This is going to sound funny for some of you listeners, but for band length time, it is a long time ago. Way back in 99.
Yeah.
So they formed in 99, and the two frontmen, some people just call Scott the main frontman, but in my opinion, there's really two, because they do trade off vocals quite a bit. I would say Scott probably takes like 60-70% of the vocals.
Scott and Toby's the other guy?
Scott and Toby, yeah. So they formed in 8th grade.
Which is, I mean, we talk about this every episode, it seems like, but like, to be playing together for 2+ decades is crazy.
Yeah, now, I mean, 2.5.
Yeah.
Two and a half
That's right.
decades.
2.5 decades.
And having one of your older songs become so much more relevant than it was whenever it came out 2.5 decades into being a band, like that is their most popular song, I would say, by far. And yeah, having it hit so late into their career is just so unheard of.
Very wild. And they've had the same lineup almost the whole time they've been a band too.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, there's only been like a couple shifts. I think that the drummer shifted a bunch, but since 2010, I want to say, it's been this guy named Eric Slick.
Eric Slick.
Which is an awesome name.
That's a good band.
Really, really cool name. Like literally, if he was a teacher, he'd be Mr. Slick.
Mr. Slick.
That should just be his band name right there.
Yeah. Did you hear... I read this doing some research before, but everyone in the band has a nickname that starts with a T.
Yeah.
Did you find those out?
I did not find out all the nicknames. I know that the one that I did hear of was there was an old member of the band who ended up becoming an attorney, and his nickname was Trial.
Because all the nicknames start with a T, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Journeying deep into the Dr. Dog subreddit. Scott is Taxi. Toby is Tables.
You'd think it would just be Toby.
Yeah. And Zach Miller is Text. Frank McElroy is Thanks. Eric Slick is Teach.
Okay, I'm also not a fan of the TH nickname. That should be... If you're gonna have T nicknames, you gotta have the T.
Thanks. Yeah, that's... Doug O'Donnell, former member, was Truck. Ted Mark is Today. Andrew Jones was Trial. Justin Sten's was Time/Turbo.
Okay,
And
Turbo is the coolest
that's
one.
cool.
Easy.
There used to be a guy named Dimitri Manos, and his nickname was Meatball, breaking with the tradition. So I don't know what was up there.
Man, they
Maybe
broke
that's why
tradition
he's-
one time and they went with meat.
Meatball. Bizarre.
The one time they stray. All right, we got to make this one big. We're going with meatball.
Really breaking with tradition, stepping out of bounds here, going a little crazy. So Dr. Dog, pretty impressive output for a band too. I mean, they're still putting out new music. I don't know.
I think the thing that's really weird is I don't think that they've been playing since the song got big.
Yeah, there was so I figured this out just looking at their Instagram posts in like July, June of 2021, as their song was blowing up on TikTok. They announced their final tour that year, and that was kind of it. They finished playing some shows in 2021, and then I think haven't since. But looking at their
If they would have
Discog,
kept playing, I mean, they probably would have played the biggest shows they'd ever played.
maybe, yeah. Toothbrush, 2003. They had albums in 2005, and then 2008, 2010, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 2020, and then the live album in 2021. So, and then a lot of singles too. But anyway, pretty consistent output. And a very weird moment for their band, kind of the one we're focusing on today, was Where'd All the Time Go and how it got big. So the song, I went to the Wayback Machine and looked at their Spotify profile throughout the years.
You're good with that Wayback Machine.
I like to use the Wayback Machine, you know. So back in March of 2018, they were at about 1.5 million monthly listeners on Spotify, which isn't
Most of those,
insignificant.
I think we're going towards Nelly, too.
Nelly, and their big one was Heart It Races, which is, I think, a cover. Yeah. Or the cover version of Heart It Races. That was their number one on Spotify for almost every time I checked. And then, you know, that was pretty consistent, around 1.3, 1.6 million, hovering around
So
there.
not bad, but
Not
also
bad.
not like
Then
insane.
January of 2021, they were at 1.6 million monthly listeners. By May 27th of 2021, they jumped up to 2.4 million. Then by August of 2021, they were at 3.6 million. October, 3.9. Today, 4.9 million.
Wow.
They're almost at 5 million monthly listeners. And then during that same time period, Where'd All the Time Go went from being not even in their top stream songs to you could see it moving up. It was like it went 50 million total streams, 60 million, 70 million. Today it's at around 326 million streams.
What a sleeper hit, honestly. And after, you know, the thing that was weird to me, too, whenever it got big was I was a fan of Dr. Dog.
You already knew the song.
No, I did not know the song.
You knew the band, but
Yeah, I mainly knew just Nelly and Heart It Races.
when you heard the trend, did you immediately connect it with Dr. Dog? Were you like, oh, I recognize that band, or did you not connect it till later?
I did. I think I do remember connecting it because the guy Scott specifically has a pretty distinguishable voice. One thing that's interesting with Scott and Toby is that there are some songs that I swear sound like Scott, but then they'll play them live and Toby will sing it.
Interesting.
So I saw, I'm nearly positive that Nelly is Scott singing, but I've watched several live videos where it's Toby singing live.
Weird.
And it has a really different sound to it with him singing. And I actually do like Scott's voice more. I think they're both very, very good singers, but I feel like Scott has a very identifiable voice, and I feel like he is the sound of
Dr. Dog.
that most people know, that kind of like high tremolo kind of sound.
Two things happened in 2021 that kind of kicked off this moment for Dr. Dog as a band. And I don't know how connected either of these are, but sometime in 2021, I couldn't pin this down, but this trend on TikTok took off. Well, maybe I'll do the other one first. So in July of 2021, July 30th, there was an episode of The Outer Banks.
Yeah, Outer Banks, they made it on that show.
Season 2, Episode 3. And during like the last scene of the episode or something, they featured that song. And it was that iconic clip
the "Where'd all the time go?" You know, that part of the song.
Wow, pretty spot
That
on.
was pretty good. Run that back. I'm gonna play those side by side. But anyway, yeah, it did. I think that introduced a lot of people to the band, probably. At least that's what I thought. I thought that would have been the trigger. But by that point, they were already at 2.4 million streams. That was in like May. So I think the trend was already underway. And the trend on TikTok, if you haven't seen,
I have seen.
is you take like a picture of yourself as a baby and then use TikTok's like photo mesh filter and then filter to you or fade to you as an adult. And so it'll be like a picture of you as a kid, picture of you as an adult or, you know, an older teenager. And then the song plays over, "Where'd all the time go?" You know, and as you getting older, where did all the years go? That trend it blew up. It was crazy. You can see on Dr. Dog's YouTube page, they posted a compilation of a bunch of TikToks with the song playing.
I did see that.
Very
Very,
tender.
very cool. I think
Yeah.
it's such a cool way to... They never had an official music video for the song. And whenever the song blew up on TikTok, they just used their fans making videos of themselves with the song. And I think that that's such a cool thing for a band to do that really respects the fans.
Yeah, I thought it was cool too. And honestly, so the surprising thing about this for me, I did not know that Dr. Dog was a good band. Like, I heard the sound on TikTok, obviously. I watched the whole trend go by, and I just thought it was like one of those random sounds on TikTok that blows up and gets big. There's
Like
lots of those.
sometimes it's not even a real song.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's just like
a
30
chorus.
seconds.
There's another one by the Walters.
I love you.
I Love You So.
Yeah.
Love you so. Please break my heart. You know that one?
Uh-huh.
And
But I love you so.
yeah. Wait, I was thinking the Alt J.
Yeah, the Walters one is the "So I love you so, please let me go." That's how it goes.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
know the Alt J one.
Man, the Walters is even crazier.
The Walters, they were a dead band too. We'll have to talk about that in another one because the
They're-
Walters, I've been a fan of the Walters since I think 2016.
And they broke up and reformed because of the song blowing up.
Yeah, one thing I'm kind of depressed about though is that they had like a band member in the Walters that's kind of not in the band anymore, and he sings like lead vocals on a few of their songs, and he has a really, really cool voice. Yep.
Yeah. This song is at 1 billion streams, and their band is like 16 million monthly.
That's wild. You know, the funniest thing about that song too is a lot of people like have it as like a romantic thing, but the lyrics are "I love you so, so please let me go." Like it's about a toxic relationship. Yeah,
that's
another
interesting.
one that's interesting that's like that is "Only One" by Yellow Card. It's another one of those songs that like sounds like it should be like a love song, but in reality it's about a breakup.
There's a lot of those where, like this is a basic one, but "Every Breath You Take," people play it at weddings and stuff, and it's like, have you listened to the lyrics? This is not a romantic, sweet song. Like it's it's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it anytime I hear that song, like I just can't, you know, it really reminds me of just a murderer, a serial killer.
Yeah, it does.
That one, and was it that one that was in 1408?
Oh, it's 1408.
I think it's the scary movie with, what's his face? I can't remember his name, the actor. Anyway, 1408, it's like this haunted hotel room, and I can't remember if it's that song that plays, but over and over again, it's "Every breath you take, every move you make, I'll be watching you," but it's like in a scary context.
Oh yeah.
We've gotten derailed quite a bit.
We've gotten derailed.
But on good stuff.
Anyway, Dr. Dog, yeah, I heard that snippet and was like, oh yeah, just a TikTok trend. My first time listening to the whole song was preparing for this episode. Never listened to it all the way
You never
through.
listened to the whole thing?
No.
What a great song.
It rocks, yeah.
It's so good.
It's so much better than just that clip. I think that's the case with I don't know, TikTok's weird because sometimes you get a band that writes for TikTok and
Yeah.
like they'll write like a really good hook and that can blow up on TikTok and
the
try
best
and make
example
that.
is Jake.
Yeah.
He literally wrote like 20-second hooks for TikTok, nothing else, no other part of the song. Did you know that?
Yeah. And then they'll
he
finish
wrote the rest
song
of the song around it.
if one
and
of
it's
them
like,
blows up.
It's not a good song, the rest of it, because it's like, yeah, you can tell this was just written for the
Same
hook.
with like I don't want to just like trash on some guy, but you know Paul Russell, Lil Boot Thing. You're my little boot thing. So
That's another one of those hooks?
Yeah.
Really?
The song, he made like a 30-second video on TikTok rapping over the instrumental for Best of Your Love by The Emotions. And it was cool. But then the song got so popular that he decided to make it into a full song. I think got signed to a label. We play it on our radio station. And the rest of the song is not very good. It's like filler.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
the Jake songs feel too, where it's just like pure filler.
Which
So,
is
yeah.
too bad. But this is the opposite of that to me, where it's a really, really good song, and they took kind of an iconic part of the chorus and put that and made that the TikTok trend. But the rest of the song, I mean, like the guitar solo that comes out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, that
It rocks.
guitar sounds so. The tone on it is
Yeah.
amazing, and I've seen some live videos where that guitar tone just comes out of nowhere. But yeah, on this album specifically,
Shame.
yeah, I read that they specifically tried to incorporate more electric guitar actually. And you can really hear it. It's really interesting because before this album, to me at least, Dr. Dog sounds very much like a folk rock band.
Yes,
And
definitely.
then this was kind of the turning point to where they kind of become like an indie, almost like psych rock band.
This was their first record with Anti Records, which is great. They put out a ton of really good stuff. But yeah, I read that too. Because they were playing that way. Their live shows were guitar heavy, and but the recorded stuff didn't match up. So they decided to put out some new music. They kind of had that sound. Yeah.
Yeah, always good to get that live electric guitar sound in music. We're all about it.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, really made me want to dive in, just because, especially to that Shame record. I mean, I had no idea. that there was more to the band than their TikTok trend, which is kind of embarrassing. But
Yeah, no, their songs, specifically the end of Where'd All the Time Go, where it kind of turns into this jam session a little bit, kind of reminded me of whenever we saw the live set for Unknown Mortal Orchestra at Treefort.
That was cool.
How a lot of their recorded stuff is very like radio ready, but then live their set sounded a lot like how Dr. Dog's recorded stuff sounds like.
And it was a totally different experience too, because I think you had showed us some of
Unknown Mortal Orchestra. Yeah.
I had a moment where I was like, OMD, OMA, EMA, EMO, UMO.
Yeah, they had on stage just the lights of UMO or whatever.
But yeah, they were killer. They just, I don't know, totally take you somewhere. You're flying high on the music.
All right, folks, time for this week's record giveaway. We're giving away a copy of Dr. Dog's 2010 album, Shame on vinyl. Where'd All the Time Go is on this album, as well as Shadow People and I Only Wear Blue, and a lot of other great songs. If you want to win, go to our Instagram page at BandForBandPod, click the link in our bio, and fill out that form. This week's code word is Double Horse. Double Horse. All caps, no spaces. Double Horse. This contest is only valid for the first 24 hours after this episode goes live, so don't waste your time. All we need is your name, email, and the code word Double Horse. Best of luck.
We're talking about, in case you forgot, Where'd All the Time Go? A song by the band Dr. Dog from their 2020 album Shame. Kind of forgotten, kind of swept under the rug, but with a strong resurgence brought about by TikTok fame.
It's true. I'm a big fan of the song, Joe. I didn't know that you hadn't. So, for listeners, I was the one really pushing for this episode.
True.
On Where'd All the Time Go by Dr. Dog.
Dave said, we should do an episode on Dr. Dog, and Where'd All the Time Go? And I said, the one from TikTok? Okay.
Yeah.
But I was like, I guess we can, but I just didn't know any of their music well enough to,
Whenever a song that you like gets big on TikTok, are you kind of bitter?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel
am.
like a little
I'm bitter.
bit. There's always a little bit of gatekeepiness where you're like, I knew this before you guys did. I liked this song before. It's it's easy to like something when it's popular. You know what I mean? Harder to like it when it has no fans.
Yeah, I got bitter whenever the song that we were talking about earlier, I Love You So, got big.
Yeah.
But I was happy about it because it brought the Walters back together as a band.
So, yeah, give and take. It's how it
Yeah.
is with, like, all internet stuff where you're happy a band is getting more attention, but sad because, you know, the viral trend. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
It also makes me sad sometimes, too, when you're like, guys, they have a lot of other great stuff, too. You know, like MGMT, Little Dark Age, really big, huge on TikTok. But they have so much other great stuff, too. Worth checking out.
It's really weird to me, too. I feel like it happens with artists that I wouldn't imagine it would. For example, me and my wife, our first dance was to Los Angeles by the Midnight. Mm-hmm. And that song, like, had a huge blow up on TikTok, like, after the fact, too. And so it's a little weird.
Yeah.
You know? It's like there's mixed feelings of being happy that other people are liking good things.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I'd much rather the TikTokers be listening to the Midnight and Hers and the Walters over Jake and...
Yeah. Yeah, no offense to Jake, but...
No, all the offense to Jake. He's not listening to this. All the offense
probably
intended.
way too cool for our podcast.
Yeah, I'd much rather them listen to that than over, like, Jake and Lil Nas X.
Yeah, I mean, TikTok is such an interesting phenomenon. It's like... Because it's so powerful at, like, bringing tons of attention to bands, but then... It's just completely random. There's like no way to engineer it or, you know.
Yeah, and it turns some bands into monsters too.
It does. It does. And
like this song, Before We Get Famous, even though we only have 10 fans.
Oh my gosh. And they post that every day.
Yeah, it's
so
such
I gotta
a
say
weird
something.
mentality to have as a young band. Stop having that mentality. Stop that trend. It's cocky. It's weirdly arrogant.
Yeah.
Nobody likes
Self-promotion is okay. You have to do it.
You got to do it. It's awesome.
You have to promote your music. You have to send it to people. You have to be on the TikTok as a band. The sad truth. But the thing is, what I've noticed, so, you know, if you don't know, I'm doing a project right now getting indie bands, small DIY bands from all 50 states.
The 50 State Project. I'm a huge fan of it.
I've noticed something, which is that there is an inverse relationship with how intensely a band is promoting their music and how good they are. Like, I never once, ever, has there been a band that's been super, like, please check out our music, please listen, please, like, they make a bunch of TikToks every day. Their music is never good. Never once have I listened to one of those bands and been like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they were right. I did listen to them before they were biggest band in the world.
I mean, it's a tough balance to strike because, yes, you do have to self-promote, but you can't be so... I don't know. Like, the best way to promote your band is to just write good music, I think. And to play good shows and to build an audience. Like, I don't know.
Self-promotion is more like just trying to get people aware. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's not literally like you're promoting yourself. It's like, if the hardest thing is getting people to know that your music exists.
Yeah. Yeah, you just get it in people's ears, you know?
Mm-hmm. Because, yeah, if nobody knows your music exists, nobody's going to know if they like your music or not.
Exactly.
But the way to do it is not through the jump on our music before the rest of the bandwagon does.
Yeah, there's like a couple
Icky.
templates that I see all the time. One's like the, you know, for everyone who comments on this, we'll let you hang out with us backstage at a future show. You know, comment and say you knew us before we were big. That's lame to me.
There's going to be more people backstage than there are in the audience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is 2.
Dude, yeah, just write better songs maybe. I don't know. I mean, sounds really cocky, and obviously our band did not succeed. But
tips from a failed band, right?
Yeah, we know it all. But anyway, that's what I have to say. TikTok is just weird. And you got to do it, but don't be weird about it, you know?
Yeah, just be a real person. That's the best way to stand out too, is like, you know, everybody is a different person. So if you're yourself, you will stand out.
Yeah. Also, I mean, maybe this is straying into weird territory, but like, I feel like as a musician, if you're spending so much time like making TikToks and marketing your band, and like, you should be spending that time writing songs.
Practicing your instrument.
Practicing your instrument, you know, like
that's the classic the musician's downfall.
Yeah.
Oh, I could have been spending all this time practicing.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the really, really good bands that I have found through this project are really bad at marketing themselves. They're not on TikTok. They're not making videos, and their music is incredible. It's because they're good musicians. They're not good marketers or advertisers. And
They've made it to step 2, though.
Yeah.
You know, step 1, be a good musician, make good music. Step 2, get good at marketing yourself. Anyway, back to the Dr. Dog.
Yes.
Dr. Dog.
By the way, in Chinese, that would be 狗博士. So that's kind of a fun fact.
I guess in Spanish it would be Doctor Perro. So, very interesting facts
Or
all around.
so anyway, that's just a couple of different languages that you could say Dr. Dog in.
Really cool facts from me and Joe.
We should do that with every band. Let's go back. Last week we talked about
Which, by the way, talking about Dr. Dog, they've honestly been involved. They renamed their band a couple times, and they were also in other bands. And honestly, they had a pretty good track record of cool band names.
that's a rare streak to be on.
Very rare streak. Check it. First band, Raccoon.
That's not bad.
That's cool.
Yeah.
People are thinking about, naming other types of animals in their band. Nobody's talking about the raccoon.
I like when a band has a name, a singular noun as a name. Not the Raccoons. They went with Raccoon.
Are you ready for these other 2 names?
Yeah, hit me.
Konowingo Homeboys.
That's good. Konowingo Homeboys.
And potentially my favorite, Double Horse. That is an awesome...
Man, and then Dr. Dog is great too.
Dog. They really got something for the animals. People that like animal names and like animals, they just want to name everything after
Yeah.
animals, all their songs and everything.
I've come to a realization, which is I feel like every musician or person who writes music or has been in a band just has a list somewhere of names.
Yeah.
And some of these names will become song titles.
Some of them will maybe become album
Some
titles.
will become albums. Some might become band names. Mm-hmm. But you just have a big list of names. I have a notes app, a note on my phone, just full of names.
Tons
for
of names.
Things that I could name different things.
Out of all these, I think I'd have to go with Double Horse as my favorite. It also has an exclamation point at the end, and it's one word.
One of my favorite band names right now is called the Callous Dow Boys.
Oh, man.
That's pretty good.
The classic reversal, like Rit Momney.
But it's callous, like calloused to the world, calloused hands.
And it's Dow Boys, like
the Dow. The Dow that can be named is not the Dow. Taoism Dow.
oh, is it spelled like that?
DAO Boys. Yeah, the Callous Dow Boys.
Okay, that actually is cool. So
Pretty
it's not
sick.
just a reversal, but
There's another layer of depth to it.
I really appreciate that there's another layer of depth. That makes it a much better name.
Yeah.
Because Rit Momney is a dumb name, and he doesn't actually even like the name.
Yeah.
He
Just
felt
got
trapped
saddled
with
with it. That happens a lot, unfortunately. How do you feel about the Backseat Lovers? Another Utah band.
Awesome band name.
I think it's a pretty good band name.
Awesome band name. Really, really good. It took a little bit to like fully grow on me, but there's something about having the in your name. Mm-hmm. It was the worst with the original iPods because it couldn't register that it was like it should be listed like under B instead of T.
Yes.
So you had
You
just
have
this
a bunch of
section of
thes.
millions of T's. Yeah, especially if you were pirating on LimeWire like I was back in the day.
Yes.
I was a high pirate of the seas on LimeWire back in the 5th grade.
I never was.
My dad told me the FBI was going to come and arrest me, and that's what got me to stop.
I was always I had such a deep sense of justice in my soul, and I couldn't even pirate music. I felt,
Son of a lawyer, man.
Son of a lawyer. I felt so wrong about it. Something else interesting about Dr. Dog I wanted to bring up real quick. This happens to me all the time where like I will have a band that I love, one of my favorite bands, and they're not that big. But they feel big to me because I think they're amazing. And then I'll hear of another band that like I've never dived into before that's like much bigger band-wise. Example being favorite band, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, as you know. They've only got 1.4 million monthlies on
Really?
Spotify. Yeah.
That's surprising.
And I think of them as like one of the best bands out there. I mean, just their songwriting, their showmanship, their output. It's incredible. Big fan of everything they do. But Dr. Dog right now, 5 million, 5 times these guys. Well, I guess like 2.5 some times these guys, but still much bigger. And I've never heard any of their songs except for the ones I listened to preparing for this episode.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
Is whenever you realize monthlies and just how much bigger the biggest artists are than,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Like, I just looked up Post Malone is literally 60 times bigger than King Gizzard.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
60
it's
times.
Unbelievable. Ariana Grande, 81 million monthly listeners.
Yeah.
It's insane. Ed Sheeran. Let's see what Ed Sheeran's at. He's usually number 1
Yeah.
on streaming. Ed Sheeran is 72 million monthlies.
It's wild.
It's wild. Taylor Swift, I bet she's number 1 right now.
So that means they probably make like $10 a month off streaming, at least.
At least enough to buy a couple sandwiches. Taylor Swift, who's number 1 in the world? Taylor Swift is second.
There's like an ongoing chart somewhere.
Taylor Swift, 100 million monthly listeners.
Jeez.
It's crazy.
So with Dr. Dog, what do you think their strong suit is? What do you think sets them apart?
I feel like their songwriting is really good. Their instruments, I like the way that
Like
they...
the composition
The
of
composition,
the songs?
yeah. The guitar parts and the drum parts and I was noticing, oh freak, what was it? Nelly or maybe it was even just Where It All the Time Go. The bass, so good.
The bass
It's
is
an
incredible.
Addictive bass line.
Yeah, their bassist, Toby, is so good at bass. And sometimes he'll be ripping lines and singing at the same time very proficiently.
I think because I played bass the longest, I always notice that first when I listen to new music.
The bass line in Where All the Time Go especially is insane.
Yeah. And anyway, yeah, I mean, they put it all together in such an interesting way. It doesn't sound tired, even though, like, yeah, they're kind of indie folk rock, but it feels fresh and new, even still.
I'm going to say, even with Toby's bass playing and their instrumentation being very good as well, I think that they shine the most with lyrics.
Yeah.
I think that I don't know who writes the lyrics, but their lyrics are poetry. They are beautiful lyrics. So, for example, on Where'd All the Time Go, the lyrics more than anything else are what connected with people.
I mean, yeah, that was the whole basis for the TikTok trend is that line, Where'd All the Time Go? It's, realizing your so much of your life has passed before you're even aware of it, and yeah.
And then the line after he's wondering about where all this time is going, and he says, I get so forgetful when I look in your eyes. That's a beautiful lyric.
Yeah.
That is an incredible lyric. And I don't know, just the whole chorus too. Like I've been singing along with the chorus for, I've probably been listening to this song for 2 or 3 years now. And the chorus, I've been singing along with it for a while, but without really realizing what it's talking about. So it says, she gets dressed up like a pillow, so she's always in bed. Flowers for the sick and dead. She's on the go way too fast and way too slow. She'll turn to stone at hospitals and funeral homes. And when the fog rises, somebody sighs who's not in disguise anymore. So just, I think during this chorus, the she is time itself. So time turns to stone at hospitals and funeral homes. Like in that moment, you're fully present. You're realizing how fickle life is and how time just keeps going no matter what, And,
Yeah.
and then the line, somebody sighs who's not in disguise anymore. Like, I don't know, the whole idea that all of us are kind of pretending that we're not afraid of death, that we're not afraid of the passage of time. And in that moment where we're in hospitals and we're in funeral homes, the disguise for all of us is gone.
Yeah.
So just really, really deep, beautiful lyrics. Some of the most beautiful lyrics that I've read and heard in songs in a while. Same with the songs by them, Shadow People and The Breeze. Also very, very incredible. A lot of their lyrics are very contemplative, and kind of invite you to like think about just the meaning of life as a whole. So The Breeze, it starts off, it says, "Are you moving much too fast in the good times that just don't last? If you're always on the go, make an angel in the snow and freeze. Do you feel like you're stuck in time, forever waiting on that line? If nothing ever moves, put that needle to the groove." Just really cool.
Yeah.
Really, really cool lyrics. And, you know, you listen to it and they're the kind of lyrics that you keep thinking about after the song is over.
The kind you'd put as a caption on an Instagram post.
Exactly. The kind that you would post on Facebook in 2009
Yeah.
and get 3 likes on it and think
Yeah.
that you were really deep. We'll close it out on that one. Thanks for listening, y'all, to this
Thanks
week
for
of
hanging
Ghost
out.
Notes. We were all over the place a little bit on this
Finally,
one, but we had a fun time.
We have a couple things to promo now.
It's true.
You can follow me on my socials at Joey on the Air, and you can follow Dave now too.
It's true, guys. At Super Pixel Dave.
Follow him on social media.
Yeah, and on my page, I'll be delving more into indie games and indie music. So, kind of weird video game music stuff that I'm really deep into lately.
Yeah.
It's all I've been listening to for not all I've been listening to, but it's probably 70% of the music that I've been listening to for like the past
Most of the time I've known you.
for a while.
It's cool because, I don't know, Dave and I have a lot of music overlap in our tastes. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. But one really big not overlapping part is the video game music, which I like everything that Dave's shown to me, but Dave he really likes it.
Yeah, I'm very oddly passionate about it.
Yeah. And so it's just like a really cool side genre that is kind of out of my scope of like what I understand and what I like listen to.
And
Yeah.
we'll probably try and have some people on in the show in the future that kind of compose in that world and everything,
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
kind of get their perspective on it. But anyway, yeah, shoot me a follow if you guys want to check it out.
And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Peace.
See ya.
Here's a little sneak peek from this week's bonus episode.
I'm gonna say something controversial though for people to
All right. Chew on.
for people to chew on and to hate me for. As a drummer, I kind of think John Bonham's overrated. I know. I can hear John Bonham's drumming, and I know it's John Bonham. And I think that's the mark of a great musician. Even still, I think he's a little overrated. He plays on the farthest back of the beat you can possibly
He's
play.
hanging way back, and Jimmy Page is constantly trying to speed up with the guitar. He's always rushing, and John Bonham's like, "Nope,
No.
we're staying right here. We're keeping."
If you want to support the show and access all of our bonus content, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/JoeyOnTheAir. Thanks.